What is up, everyone? It's Monday morning. The snow is melting. The sun is shining. It's the end of February. The season is upon us. It happens every year. You're like, oh, we're in the Northeast. You know, we have winter time. We can't drive our cars. It's building season, right? Oh, I'll get to that car eventually, and I'll be ready for the season. All of a sudden, it's March. The season technically starts in March, kind of April-ish, and you have none of your cars finished, and life is overwhelming. But that's just the curse of it all. The motivation is real. We got a lot of stuff going on. You guys have been seeing it. Spoon's currently finishing welding up the cage. It looks amazing. We got all the main pieces welded up. Now he has to do the intricate part of welding the rest in the car. Once the cage is in, that's a huge win for the pro car. We still have a bunch of drift cars that aren't even touched from last season, but that's okay. It's okay. This weekend, however, sparked my whole realization that the season is upon us, is the fact that me and Austin took a little boys trip in the Porsche this weekend and did a little cruise. It felt amazing. I missed it. We actually went and saw Nakai install an RWB kit in Connecticut, which was wild. What do you think of that?
First Connecticut RWB, isn't it?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. But either way, it was really cool to watch. I know some guys are like super against Nakai cutting up cars, but it was
a cool experience.
It was a cool experience, exactly. Yeah. And it really is like it's an art show, like at the end of the day. So whatever you think about that stuff, shut up, it's cool. So, well, that reminded me is wanting to get the cars, as many cars ready as possible, so when it gets nice out, the roads aren't salty, we can start enjoying things, right? The FC has been waiting patiently to get driven. The roads are almost good enough to take this thing out. I'm not taking this thing out on the salty roads. It survived over 30 years of not rusting out.
It's not gonna do that in your ownership.
Yeah, it's not gonna do that in my hands. Yeah, the 8.6 is getting there. The rear trim comes today, we get the rear glass in, get the rest of the trim, that's all good. On top of that, we got the E36 wagon. I put it on the dyno. I actually finally retuned it on the pump gas. I set it at like 450 horsepower. That's perfect for this thing.
-8 degrees of camber on the dyno is a little weird, but
it's kind of cool. I don't know, the turbo on here is kind of for noise at this point.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
One car I was thinking about heavily was the K14, the car that never really got enough love. And I want to give this thing a revamp for the season. I really want to enjoy this car more this season. Spoon drove it last season a couple times. Such a Honda motor.
This is a great car.
I can't, I'm trying to film rollers and you keep doing pulls. He loved it. There's a couple small things we have on the burner for it to make it that much better of a car. But today, what I've realized is we don't have wheels for it, right? Because the wheels that are currently on it, we stole for the 34. They look too good on the 34. They fit the 34 perfectly. It saves me from buying another set of wheels for that car, and it's like a 2-for-1 combo, right?
Right.
right. Yeah, I was like, where are you going with this? So, I played musical wheels the other week to figure out what I want to put on this car to change it up. And, well, I've had these equips, and you guys have seen me put this on many cars, but they never tend to stay.
These have always been the roller wheels.
These have been the roller wheels. These have been the wheels that we always want to use them, but they never fit anything. They're too aggressive. Right, we put them on the Black Z, it was too aggressive. We put them on the R33 forever ago, they were too aggressive. We put them on the FD, they looked really cool on the FD. Remember that? Was
yeah, the yellow with the white.
It was a vibe, it looked cool, it looked like a little toy car, but at the end of the day, it was too aggressive, especially for a car who's pristine. So, I found out that we can make these fit with a small change.
Playing dangerous games, James.
I think it'll clear. Why is the floor so much slippery back here? Oh, you were missed. Yeah, there she goes. Starting off, the car, I mean, it deserves a new look. And no, this car is not getting blitzed. I just had to steal these so I had something to roll on. She's been sitting for a while.
Right up.
Right up.
Is this thing on E?
This one's not on E. No.
Okay.
So for you guys who aren't familiar with this car, what we did here is we got a 97 S14 Koki Silver Moss. Super rare color. It's honestly super close to Millennium Jade, as you guys can tell compared to the 8.6. It's just a little less green, but it's cool because it's USDO color. We took a K24A2 Honda engine with a full TF Works kit, turboed it, slapped it in here, and now it's a K24 Honda turbo and an S14. It looks OEM in this thing. It's such a cool swap, but we never really dialed it in. A little rough for a street car, and there's some things we gotta do to make this thing a good street car. We have some parts lined up, and we'll get through that in a little bit. But for now, today we're playing fitment games, baby. So the fronts aren't too bad. These things are 18 by 9.5, but the only problem with these is they're low disc, right? So if you look, the distance between where it mounts to the spoke is very small, which means it makes it very hard to fit bigger brakes like Z brakes because they stick out so damn far. So you have to keep that in mind when you're buying wheels. Luckily for us, we could just throw a spacer on it, and somehow these things still fit.
Even with that spacer, there's very little clearance.
Exactly. It's something super not looked at when buying wheels, is making sure that you have enough spacing to clear your brakes, right? Low disc, mid disc, and high disc. See, that's perfect, right? We want to make sure it sticks out as far as possible so it looks as aggressive as possible, but we have to remember, we don't want to ruin our front fenders, especially metal USDM fenders. Good luck, buddy. So not only do we get lucky on the front fitment, but dude, I don't know what it is, but the white on this color, I think it makes the color pop more.
The white on the silver moss is just perfect.
I love Eclipse. It's funny that our last stance video was Eclipse. I love Eclipse, but they're hard to pull off. They don't look perfect on every car. Like some wheels look great on every car, not Eclipse. But I've had these for years and I've just been dying to find the right car for them, and I think we finally did. I think it makes the car look more, it has a bigger presence, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's check out the rear and see how it looks. One of the best things about S14s is they probably have the widest fitting body out of all of the S chassis. It might not look like it because I think they look like the skinniest S chassis, but for some reason 14s could take the biggest wheels. Like 15s, you would think they could take big wheels. No.
Catfish.
Catfish. This is a 10.5, and I've seen people eat 11s on these cars.
Bro, if this was me, I would leave it just like that.
Well, let's see. Let's get it under some compression and see how it fits.
Yep. I'd leave it just like that.
That does look good.
But for a functional car,
that's where it gets tricky, right?
Yeah.
So one thing that's nice about S chassis and a lot of other cars is when you lower them, they camber in, right? So if we were to hit a bump, it wouldn't just go straight up. It would actually kind of curl in. So you could actually mount them pretty aggressively, because even though it sticks back to the fender, when it hits a bump, it might roll behind the fender. Unlike the BMW, whatever's above it is gonna hit it. That's what sucks. Like BMWs can't stance aggressively. But I think we're just
a little bit too aggressive.
A little too aggressive. We could pull and roll the quarters. Not on this car. We could add more camber, which will bring the top in, which will make us fit, but I don't want to just camber this thing to shit. It already has probably, I don't know, tastefully 3 degrees in it. The next best thing is taking these and getting new wheels. No, I'm kidding. So instead of being like, damn, like I just got these wheels, they don't fit, what do I do with them? And I now sell them to my friend and get new wheels. No, we could re-lip these things. They're 3-piece. That's the best part about them. So I think if we just go half an inch small on the lip, which sucks because you do lose a little bit of lip aggression, at least they'll fit. I think they'll still look incredible. That looks so good, dude.
Yeah, that's the look.
Come on, finally. Finally. And if I re-lip these things, we know they'll actually stay, because I won't get frustrated with it all rubbing all the time. Like the FD and the 33 and the C32.
And the cherry hatch.
The cherry hatch had these on?
Mm-hmm.
Hatch could fit some pretty big wheels too. Let's build some wheels. So let's figure these things out, because when measuring wheels, people do it wrong all the time, right? So if you look at this, you would think you measure on the outside, and you're like, oh my God, look at these things. These are 11.5. Man, my specs are so juicy, look at me. You gotta measure on the inside, right? So you measure on the inside. If you look, inside we're 10.5. That's how I measure. So these are 10.5 wheels, not 11.5. Sometimes, especially on the aftermarket lips, the lips are really fat, so it doesn't measure out perfectly. Like you see how it's like actually like 10.25 on the inside. You kind of have to split the difference right there, because wheel lips only work in 1/2 inches. If we want to know how big our outer lip is, we measure from, of course, the inside lip to where it mounts, and it shows us that we have a 3.5 inch lip. So if we need 1/2 inch smaller, since these go in 1/2 inch increments, some quick math, Austin.
3-inch lips?
3-inch lips. So it's not as cool as a 3.5 inch lip, but the fronts are 3-inch lips, so the front and rear lips are not gonna match. I would never wanna go smaller in the rear than the front. Staggered's always cool in a rear-wheel drive car, but as long as they at least match, it'll be good luck. Check it out. We got some brand new 3-inch lips. Now, where do you get lips from? I ordered these off of vrwheels.com. They actually came pretty quick. You tell them what style lip you want, which is a flat reverse lip, right? And you tell them what wheels they're for, and they'll know how many holes and wheel to drill them for you. And boom, a couple weeks later, you get your lips. And look at that. That 1/2 inch will allow these to fit under the quarter with no question. Step one is removing every single piece of wheel hardware. In the works, I'm pretty sure they're 40 hole. So we got 80 bolts we have to undo. Let's get to it. Please don't be welded. These are welded, I'm gonna cry right now. You know what? The sandwich face. Okay, we're good. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. If these were welded, it would have made the day a lot longer. All right, I'm gonna take all of this off now while it's still together because it's a little bit easier, I think so. All the old seam.
Nice.
There we
now,
go.
earlier, when you said sandwich face,
yes. So
what did you mean?
If you look, the barrel, it goes barrel, face, and then lip. A lot of times what you'll get is you'll get lip to barrel, and then the face will actually sit on top of it. This will actually make the wheel slightly wider by, what is it, ½ an inch, because the face is that thick. For a second I thought they were welded together, which sucks because that means you have to cut the welds, which is doable. It just sucks. Let's be honest, this sucks. If you look at the Blitz, right? The face, it goes barrel, lip, and then face. It's hard to see because it goes over, but this sits on the outside. So make sure you're counting that ½ inch on the face for the wheel specs, right? Just that little bit right there. Now, if you have your face off, you could always just mount it up on the car and measure out how big of a lip you could fit. I know it's not the easiest, but it gives you a pretty good idea versus just guessing specs, right? You just gotta be wary of making sure it doesn't hit anything on the inside, like coilover or some type of suspension arm. And then of course, your biggest limiting factor, your wheel arch. So it's pretty apparent that a 3-inch lip is exactly what we need. Now we got some cleaning to do. We're gonna clean the surface of the barrel since we're reusing them. We're gonna clean the barrel and we're gonna clean the mounting surface of the face on this side so it sits flat, and of course on the sealing edge. So these little Scotch-Brite rubber pads, they're strong enough to not take any material off the aluminum, but enough to basically take anything off the aluminum. It's not aluminum, so this should make things a little faster. And now's the time to clean your damn barrels, because you know sure as hell if you bolt these things together, you're never cleaning your barrels. So get all the old weights off because everyone just leaves their old weights on. Glass cleaner and a Scotch-Brite, and these things will look brand new. All right, we got everything clean. The faces are clean, the mating surface is clean, barrels are clean, also mating surface clean, brand new lips. Luckily the previous hardware is somewhat new and it's chrome, so it cleaned up really, really nicely. And then I always like to get new nuts, right? Because if you look, there's a little biting edge right there, which helps keep the wheels from backing out. So if you use used ones, you gotta be careful. And honestly, they're so freaking cheap. It's just worth getting new stuff. You can get new hardware and new nuts from VR Wheel also. It's honestly way cheaper than you think, so it's worth just getting new stuff if you have to.
How many times you built wheels on this channel, man? They know what they're doing.
How many times have we built cars on this channel?
Okay, dude, you make a good point.
See?
Every car needs a set of wheels.
You know what they say, wheels make the man, right? That's what they say?
I thought makes the man.
Well, step 2, all right? All right, since it's a sandwich face, we're gonna take the clean prep surface face, line it up with the air nozzle. Look at that, sits right in nice and easy because all the sealant is off of it. Then we take our smaller lip, which is a shame, but for the sake of actually being able to drive the car, Put that there, and it doesn't look too bad, does it? It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look too puny. Respectable lip. You know, 3 inches is a lot, right? It's a lot.
No, that's, yeah, what are you talking about? I mean, yeah, you're obviously going smaller. We're not talking about that, okay? I get it. He's crying because he had bigger lips on there before, now he got smaller ones. But if it fits the car, it fits the ships, man. A set of lips like that, I had to grind the inside.
Yeah, you'll get that. This inner lip, sometimes they're way too tight, so you have to grind the inside. Luckily, these fit perfect. Ooh, that's a good feeling.
See, not about the size of the lip, it's about how you drive it, you know? Yeah, see? And safety first, he's got his lips wrapped up tight. You don't want any leakages when you're... It's good, you gotta wrap that before you tap that too.
If you haven't noticed by now, power tools are key, all right? Doing this by hand would suck. 40 bolt, okay, so what I'm gonna do, I like to take a little bit of blue Loctite, right? Because these things are spinning just a little bit. And then kind of jump around as you put them in so the thing seats really nicely. Because sometimes the lips are tight and you have to kind of seat the lip in. And if you just kind of like put them all in one area, it's gonna bind up. So try to jump around with the bolts. At least the first couple. Put them on, easy peasy, no science to it. But these don't have a very high torque rating. If you over torque them, they break. Ask me how I know. Don't over tighten them. I'll take my electric impact and put it at the first setting, which is like super low, just to see everything, and then we'll go back after and just torque them all down real quick.
What was that?
That's the fucking me and DJ's handshake.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What are we doing?
And a clips on the 14. What do you know about clips on a 14?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Whole lot of nothing. No, I got these, but they're ESRs.
Oh,
They're similar to this.
the HREs or whatever, right?
Are they the
what are the
HRE
fake? What are the repop ones? Are they?
Got them on Marketplace, cheap.
Nah, he's got real ones already. Actually, Deej,
Actually, James,
my old lips might fit your car better than your lips.
Hey, yo.
There you go.
old lip, bigger, fatter lip.
Yeah, I just took 3.5 inches off. I think yours are 4 and they don't fit your car.
They don't fit my car,
You
yeah.
should put my 3.5s on.
I might be interested in that.
Sell us those wheels?
Yeah. When I get 100,000 subscribers, I'm giving to
Was that the deal?
I don't want money. I don't want money. If James gets me to 100K subscribers, or, you know, he could have the wheels free of charge.
What do you got right
Donation.
now? What do you got right now?
75?
We could do this.
We just need a quarter.
We could do this.
That's not on me, that's on them.
That's on them.
That's
yeah.
on them. If they want to do the solid, it's a double win, right? Because they're helping me and
They really want to see the wheels on the car.
they want to see DJ doing DJ things on DJ's channel.
Exactly.
DJ No Way.
Win, win, win.
Nice juicy wheels on James' car. We're gonna leave the link down below. Go follow DJ No Way, get him to 100K. Why not?
It's a good deal.
I mean, I'm here for it. I just don't want to. It's on them. I don't want to
Yeah.
pester them. Be respectful to my subscribers.
For sure.
But we know we always trying to put DJ on, so I'm not gonna say no.
Go follow DJ.
Even though there's about 4,000 bolts on this wheel, it's still not airtight, right? Because we have these two seams right here. So we have to get some sealant in there. And well, before I spread it, I like to tape the edge. We have a nice clean edge on it, and really keep it tight because you don't want a lot of silicone overcoming the edge because then it gets really annoying when you're trying to seat your tire. It gets like stuck on it. Really, you're just sealing these two lines. So you can keep this line pretty tight on it. I got white. I don't know. It looks cheap when it's white. I like the clear or the black, but this was the fastest setting one I could find for today because we gotta get this done. So
Smells good.
I just want to make sure I didn't get caulk by it. Don't get caulk. It's not. You get a silicone. Don't get caulk. Make sure I didn't get caulk. It looks like caulk. Oh god. The double like. Alright, we're just gonna get after it here. I cut the hole way too big. Oh god. What did I do? It's a bad start, Steve. I'm piping a cake, that's what it's right.
Cake balls.
See, there we go. Just take our. I see. I use way too much.
That's all we want.
I want to hear it, Steve. Shut up, Steve. I don't. This is why we taped it.
Yeah, nah, good well.
First time. Nothing's worse than when your three-piece wheels leak.
After a fresh rebuild.
You
Yeah.
gotta break the whole seal and just do it over again type shit.
Yeah, you gotta clean all the stuff off and reseal it. You don't gotta unbolt the wheel or anything. It's not like it's a gasket, so you don't have to like bolt the wheel with it. You just do it afterward. Wheels on the FC, I didn't build those and those leak. It's like, what do? You take them all apart. Jeez, how much did I use, bro? Woo-wee. Here, Steve.
Don't even say nothing weird.
See? Look at that. Nice and clean. See, a little goes a long way, boys.
A respectable schmear.
Oh, yeah. Get it in there.
Oh my god.
Get it in. Oh, God, I fuck it.
Making a mess.
It's doing so good. Fuck!
Nice, clean, even schmear.
Alright, let's mount the fronts up while the rear cures, because I'm dying to see this thing's on the car with a tire on it. Of course, we're going with a more stance-here setup on this car because, I mean, it'd look awesome. So, but I didn't go with the cheap tire this time. We got a Yokohama Advan tire. They're good-looking tires. It should still feel pretty good on the car. So what we have is probably one of my favorite fitting tire sizes is a 225/35 on a 9.5. It's a good fit. You'll see. Ooh. Yeah, dude, check that out. That's so good.
Perfect stretch.
That's so good. Plenty of tire, perfect stretch. It's so easy to mess up the style of a wheel by putting the wrong size tire on it. Like these wheels are very picky, so this looks awesome. It doesn't take away from the face. Let's see it. See if they still look good with a tire on them, because sometimes you put tires on wheels and you're just like, that ain't it. How are you looking? It's a small tire, but it still looks, I still think it looks very fitting on the car. I know like when we talk like stance stuff, it probably sounds so dorky to some people, but it's hot. Whatever, dude. It looks good.
Clips on a 14. They have my approval.
Graduated from the Westlakes.
No cheap tires anymore, James.
Well, not
This one time.
This time. I think this thing's a little bit lower because that looks hot right now. Like that's a good look. And the white on the silver moss.
I did the whole finger test too, and then the other side is a tighter two. No, this is a tighter two. Yeah. That's more loose. On that, you know what I'm trying to say.
Shoe measurement. Just here. Just this, yeah. Now let's get some tires on the rears. Yes, sir. Let's get these on. See how we did, Austin. Ooh, perfect fit.
Went in a little.
Perfect fitment. Look at it. Timbers. So it's a little aggressive, which is cool, but look at it, just clears when it hits a bump. Oh, it rubs it. That'll go away.
That'll go away.
That'll go away. If it rubs a little bit, you know you did it well. So much of timbers in it. Crazy. Hell yeah, bro. It's nice. The other wheels were a vibe too, but it's nice. Change is good. And it's nice to finally have a home for these wheels. These poor things have been like the bastard child wheels of my...
A home for these wheels, but also they're at good specs now that they probably could go on a lot of other cars.
100%. Yeah, this was much needed. So I'm missing the rear valance off the car. I got a new one, so it looks a little dorky in the rear, but
We talked about putting a kit on this car. Is that still that still an idea?
I'm so tempted to put like a full aero kit on it, like something like a Origin stylish or something simple. I don't know, Kookies, they just have a good presence, but they look so just lackluster.
In the rear. That's my opinion.
I
I think
know.
the front looks so good.
I know the front looks so good, but it needs a BBL.
Yeah.
Right, let's get it off the ramps. I'm happy. It looks good. It's a different look. It's another like, what is it's like a post-build motivation.
This is a refresh.
This is a refresh. Get you excited for the next year. Starting the season off with fresh wheels is always the best feeling. New me, new look. Same old bullshit. We got a list of parts for this thing. I want to drive this car more this year. It's such a shame I didn't touch it last year. We were busy last year, but still. We got a handful of parts ready to go for it so we could actually enjoy this thing. But for now, it looks good. I'm gonna start pondering on some aero because it needs something.
Needs a little bit of something.
You know what it is? I love the USM front bumper. I don't mind the side skirts. They're a little small, but like the
It's
rear
just the
valance
rear.
isn't big enough. If anyone has any good suggestions, I'd love to see it. So for now, you guys for watching. Hope you learned a thing or two, and I hope you like to see the Kookie get in touch. But for now, we got a lot of work to do this week, so you guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. We'll see you guys very shortly.